Okay, here we go now, taking the Avenger down to the Maze Bank office, trying to land in cinematic mode, and why not? What could possibly go wrong? Okay, there we go, and touchdown, absolutely flawless. Oh. Oh yes, well, okay, I suppose that was rather inevitable. Ah, hello everybody, it's Megalithic here, and today we're going to take a look at purchasing the Progen Itali GTB. Okay, and as always for these occasions we have headed over to the Maze Bank offices. Okay, heading on inside my rather fancy office here. Okay, and hello, my secretary, rather suspicious lady, never fully trusted her if I'm honest with you. Okay then, here we are, the Maze Bank office, and these are the computers with which I generally choose to purchase my sports and super vehicles. Okay then, there we go. Right, let's log on, shall we? Now, the Progen Itali GTB is not a regular car, and it can only be found under Benny's Autos, and so, Benny's Original Motorworks, should we say. There we go. Now, there we go. GTB, I should say. Okay, now, obviously, it's generally on sale, shall I say, for just over 1 million, 1.18, as you see there. Currently on sale, for just over $750,000, as you see, 772,000 there. Rather good price, I think, so I'll go ahead and purchase it. Don't generally buy much from Benny. I can't say why. I don't trust the man either. I'm generally quite a paranoid person, you understand. Okie dokie, right then, I think we'll have it in the blue, and why not? Okay, how do we purchase it? Generally not familiar with purchasing. There we go, that's the other version. I think I need to press this to purchase it. There we go. Okay, and sending it to the Hillcrest residence. And on this occasion, we'll be getting there in the Pegasio Cyrus, a rather nifty car if I do say so. Okay then, here we go, the Hillcrest residence, just hopping on out there, the Pegasio Cyrus, like I say, rather splendid car. I do like that car, would highly recommend it, but I've rather made a mess of it, as I often do when I bring them up here. Okie dokie, there we go now, heading on inside, that black screen that takes forever, and here we go. This is the Progen Itali GTB, I believe it was, something along those lines. Anyway, and what do we think straight away? Not bad, really, is it? Quite interesting looking vehicle. Do quite like it. Back end there isn't. Yes, actually, I do quite like the back end. Not very often the stylus, I think, get the rear end of a car looking too good. And on this occasion, I'd say they've done quite a good job. Two-tone colour, that should be quite fun to work with. And let's have a quick once round. Yes, very interesting car. Okay, well, let's hope it drives well, and there's only one way to find that out now, isn't there? So we'll take it out onto the streets and see what she does. Okie dokie, here we go then. Right, up the hill and round. Okay, hit a car straight away, didn't I? Okay, never mind. Right, okay then, video skipped ahead there, and I wish I'd missed that out as well. Okie dokie, right. Okay, actually, now I think about it, I don't want to take it to the office, do I? This is a Benny's motor vehicle, so yes, I think I'll actually have to take it down to the good gentleman Benny himself, the shifty eyes and trustworthy hands. Okay then, here we go, making our way down the hill, should I say, and let's see what our hands like. Yeah. Okay, jolly good, try and miss that post, not a chance, and roll you. Okay, right, spun that completely, didn't I? Well, never mind, these things happen, you know. Okie dokie, so here, oh right, LJT, wonderful.
Hey, it's LJT. We've got bales of high-grade San Andreas Kush just sitting on the factory floor waiting to go moldy.
Yes, do shut up, LJT. Okay, then here we go, heading on down now to the to Benny's Custom Auto Shop or something like that. What was it? Original Motorworks? I don't know. Benny's Custom Auto Shop. That's what I consider it to be. And we're not too far away now, getting closer, and we'll take it in and see what the good gentleman Benny can do for us in terms of modifications. Okie dokie, and here we are. I do believe this is his address and not that post. Okie dokie, right then. Yes, this is it. Right, okay, let's take our latest purchase inside then, shall we? And jolly good, why not? Well, I can think of 2 or 3 good reasons why not, to be honest, but let's not dwell on that right now. Okay then, here we go, the Itali GTB Custom, just under $500,000 there. I don't think I'll go for it at this present time, thank you, Benny. Okie dokie, right, we'll just whiz through here. As always, we're going at double speed. but we're going to have to go through some of these options anyway, just to decide what we like the look of. Okay, spent rather a lot of money on this car, not as much as some, of course. Like I say, coming in, what, 1.18 was it, something like that, just over the 1 million marker. So we're gonna have a little bit of fun with it, see if we can't just spruce it up somewhat. Okay, there we go. No idea what to put, what color to put this car in, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, some interesting styling on the hood there. Not too sure. I think I'll. Yes, I think that's the one I'll go for. I'm not too sure about that vented slat. Might work, might not, but I'm not too right. Okay, the roof. Okay, that's interesting. I quite like that though, to be perfectly honest with you. It's sort of the two-tone color. Don't want to diminish that too much. Okay, here we go. Fun and games with the spoilers now, and I do think a secondary color, perhaps. Yes, why not? Maybe the primary, maybe the secondary. I think the secondary. Yes, why not? Okie dokie, right, heading on down the list, turbo tuning and all of that. Okay, just waiting for the respray, really. And here we go. Right, okay, let's have a look. Right, okay, now we'll cycle through some of these colors. Like I say, thankfully we do play this at double speed, I should say, because it does take rather a long time, of course, you understand. But here we go. What do we think? Blue look rather good. I quite like the white. Do quite like the white. A little too shiny, that one white, though. I'm not too sure. Right, okay, the blue looks quite snazzy, doesn't it? Do like that as well. Okay, then. Right, green, not too sure. Orange, red. I mean, they advised to have it in red, didn't they? But I don't really want to. Black is perhaps wasting the car too much. Yes, don't really want to stick too much to the formula, you know, of what they offer. That sort of light blue, perhaps. There we go. See, normally often pair the white and the blue together, but mainly with the white with a touch of blue. Maybe if I flip it, maybe I have rather a large amount of blue there and just a touch of white. Okay, perhaps a darker blue. That's a little bit like some of my other cars. I think I'll go for the lighter blue, just to try to make it stand out from some of my other vehicles, you understand. Okay, there we go. Right, let's take it out onto the road then, shall we? Okay, so this is a modified vehicle. It hasn't got the Bennett's modification, you understand, but it has been upgraded across the board. Okie dokie, now we're going to set a waypoint back to the office there, and okay, let's take it out onto the street. And okay, that's not the street. Where is the street? Okay, the street's somewhere behind me, I feel. Yes, there we go. Okay, jolly good. Right, we'll take it out onto the street now and see how she handles. So then, this is the Progen Itali GTB. Okie dokie, full-fledged as well. Quite nice, really. Okay, can't complain. Little bit wayward with that back end. The back end does want to come away with you, as you can see there. Must be some form of rear-wheel drive car, I should imagine. But okay, right. And okie dokie, going around the corner. Yes, rather peculiar to handle this vehicle, but quite nippy, quite fast, you know. Good acceleration, it does feel. Okay, and there we go. Right, launching away down the street. Yes, and like I say, it does tail happy, really. I mean, you don't lose control there, but it does try to come away from you, and there we go. That's a good example. But you can regain control of it. I didn't, as it happens, but there we go. You generally can do. Okay, so right, we're back in the vicinity of the office now. Now let's give it a standard lap then, shall we? Okay, and here we go. Like I say, the Progen Itali GTB fully upgraded, and what do we think? Not too shabby, to be perfectly honest with you. Like I say, wayward with the tail end there, but quite fast. Souped up a little bit. It's not shabby, not too bad really. It's quite cheap, I suppose, for the money. Would I buy it? Would I be driving around in it generally? Probably not. I mean, it's no sort of Zentorno. It's no Wagner, really. Not far off the price range of the Wagner as well, really. And whoops, it Daisy's cut out there, the camera, and it looks like it did a jolly good job, because I hit a post, didn't I? Okay, so there we go. Like I say, would I recommend purchasing it? Not really. It doesn't really stand out for me. Quite good fun in a way, but I'm not too sure. Not a fan. Okay, so we'll just put it back in the garage now, and there we go. You know, I really do dislike that coloration now I look at it. It looks a little too, I'm not too sure. I don't like it at all, to be quite frank with you. I think I'm going to have to adjust that colouring. In fact, now I think about it, why don't I, as I'm not particularly impressed with that vehicle, why don't we go ahead and fully upgrade it, put that Bennett's customization on it after all. Okay then, so there we go. Right, the Benny's original upgrade, I mean, that's effectively $500,000, who's kidding who. Okay, and there we go. Looks quite snazzy, doesn't it? Liked it before, like it even more now. I'd done the Benny's upgrade in my own custom auto shop, don't you know? Didn't require Benny for that, as it turns out. Okie dokie, right, so we'll try some of the libraries. Hadn't spotted these before, couldn't say if they were there or not before the upgrade. Okie dokie, right then, I would have thought I'd have spotted them if they were, but you never know, you miss things sometimes. Right, okay, well, I think if I'm going to consider changing the livery, maybe changing the colour. And I hate to have to say it, I think I am going to have to conform with the norm, so to speak, and I think I will put it, perhaps put it in a red after all, you know. Okay, yes, red. In fact, I'm just going to go for exactly what they showed on the picture, I do believe. Yes, red and black with a black roof. With a stripe, maybe? I quite like that. Black roof, I like the stripe now, to be perfectly honest with you. It gives a bit of sort of definition or detailing there. Okie cakey, and speaking about that, how about changing that hood maybe? Putting some of those roof slats, those vented slats. How do we think about that? Not too sure about that stripe, really, no. There we go, there we go. I think that's what we're going to go for. That was, no, I'm not entirely sure. Yes, I think that's the one. Okay, well, jolly good. Here we go. Now, this is the Italia GTB customized for the second. This is the Benny's original motor grade. Oh, go away, LJT.
I don't know if you're saving up that crystal for personal consumption.
I really wish he would stop asking me that particular question. Okay, so like I say, we've seen a standard stock GTB, we've seen the upgraded GTB, now we're seeing the Benny's original Motorworks upgrade. Okay, Koki, right, what do we think? Actually, has it improved it? I couldn't really say. I think it has, to be quite frank with you. I hate to say it. I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to improve handling or if I've just got a little bit more used to the vehicle. I've done a couple of laps now, of course, so you do get more and more used to, more and more familiar with the vehicle the more you drive it. So it could be that, but it does feel slightly improved, I have to say. I'm not entirely sure. Whoops, okay, right, that wasn't improved now, was it? In fact, that was much, much worse. Okay, well, there we go. Rather expensive when it comes down to it now, isn't it? That's over 1.5 million, what, 1.6, 1.7 million? Mr. Garage Door, don't often do that. Okay, so the Progen Itali GTB, should you buy it? Not entirely sure you should, to be perfectly frank with you. I wouldn't necessarily have purchased it had I not been throwing money away for the sake of it. Okay, well, we'll just take it inside there then. Oh, jolly good. It is a rather stylish looking vehicle, though, it does have to be said. Look at that, it's rather splendid. Okay then, so the Italian GTB, Benny upgrade, what do we think? Not a lot really, not entirely sort of pushed with it really. A lot of money when it comes down to it when you really think about it, and what are you getting for your money? I'm not entirely convinced that it is worth it, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend purchasing this vehicle. And of course one does wonder whether this vehicle at what, over 1.5 million now would beat the Zentorno coming in at the 750,000 mark, and of course there's only one way to find out. Okay, actually as it starts off, we're not going to put it up against the Zentorno, we're going to put it against the Reaper. And although the Reaper is more expensive, I do believe the Zentorno beats it. I'm not entirely sure, we have tested this before, but I do believe the Zentorno beats it. Could be wrong on that, of course. Should know, put a video myself about it recently, but okay, here we go. Right, straight off the mark, the Reaper is taking the lead quite clearly there. Okay, but here we go, the Italia GTB Benny upgrade does seem to be catching up with that Reaper there. So okay, that's perhaps some good news going into the corner there, and got round it, and what a swine. Okie dokie, right, that's not so good. Right, well, we're both back on track around at the same time, and okie dokie, snuck in front of him there, haha. Right, rats to you, Mr. Wolf. Right, got ahead there, and there we go. That's not really a fair test, though, is it? I don't think anyone would really agree that was a... right, okay, why don't you hit the plane? Right, so let's give that another go, shall we? And okay, camera skipped ahead there, but that really shouldn't matter. We want to see what's going on as before. The Reaper has taken the lead there, but on this occasion, I'm not so sure the Italian GTB is catching it as quickly as it should be. I really do hope that's its name. If it's the BT driver, never mind. It'd be incredibly embarrassing if I was getting the name wrong over and over again. I think I'll just call it the Italia from now on. Okay, well, how about that? Right, the Italia did come screeching past the side of the Reaper there. That really was rather impressive. So, okay then, the Reaper gets away faster. Then the The Italia seems to have the top speed. Okay, we're going to switch vehicles now and see what happens here. So this is still the Reaper versus the Italia, of course, but putting the more proficient driver into the Progen Italia there, just to see what happens, to see if I'm doing it some injustice, perhaps. Okay, as before, the Reaper is pulling away quite significantly, and we're coming up to that corner. Just need to get around this in good shape if I can, and that really is quite unlikely. Okie dokie, and he's coming up behind me there. Right, okay, that's bound to have cost him some speed, unfortunately. He did sort of go into the back end of me there. Okay, and it certainly does seem to have done that now, doesn't it? Okay, well, the Reaper's taken it on this occasion. Actually, bloody hell. Right, he'd obviously caught up with me there. Yes, it does seem to be catching these Reaper there. Right, okay, let's put it against the baby sister here, the Zentorno, and we'll find out what happens. We'll keep the Mr. Wolf there in the. Yes, we'll keep him in the Italia, and I think we'll just I'll stay here, and we'll see what happens now. Okay, straight off the line, and what's going on? Right, okay, the Zentorno's clearly taking the lead there, but not as much as not taking it as much, I should say, as the Reaper was. Okay then, right, coming up to the corner, and this is where the Zentorno really excels, except not with my driving, and there we go, got round it. Okay, and the Italia is right behind me, right up my chuff, don't you know. Okay, and it's going to try to come past me, isn't it, just like it did with the Reaper, and my word, it's only just snuck it, hasn't it? That really whoops it, daisies. Okay, rock and roll and all that, you know, jolly good. Right, this, yeah, it does seem to be a late bloomer somewhat, this Italia, doesn't it? We get off the line faster, but it does eventually catch us. Higher top speed, one would imagine, lower acceleration. Okay, then, handling, though, it definitely goes to the Zentorno. Right, okay, we're coming up to this corner, we're trying to get around it, trying to do my best here, trying not to shame up the Zentorno, you know, and on this occasion I seem to be leaving him in my wake, don't I? Right, okay, that really is quite decisive, one would say. The Zentorno is absolutely monstering it. Okay then, well, jolly good. Okay, so what do we say? The Italia GTB or whatever it is loses all round. Can't beat the Zentorno, can't beat the Reaper. Oh, go away, LJT. So I would not recommend that you purchase it whatsoever. And as always, thank you for watching.